You may have heard about sleep apnea for adults. What you may not have heard of is that sleep apnea is increasingly becoming a problem for kids. Sleep apnea is a dangerous condition where you stop breathing while you're sleeping. Sometimes it starts with snoring. You'll stop breathing for a few seconds and then gasp to catch your breath while you're sleeping. If you've ever been around anyone who has sleep apnea, you'll know it immediately when you hear it. And so, while it's a very dangerous condition for adults, it's also a dangerous condition for children. So what does pediatric sleep apnea sound like, or what does it seem like, or how should you diagnose it? Well, it could be snoring. Your child shouldn't snore. Whether it sounds like a cat purring or whether it sounds like Uncle Frank sleeping on the sofa, you shouldn't hear any snoring from your child. They sometimes develop bags underneath their eyes. They have that gasping sound that I talk about. They may be wetting the bed later than you think they should be. They might be grinding their teeth. You might notice teeth wear. You may look in and see crowded teeth, which is indicative of a narrow upper jaw. Another symptom of pediatric sleep apnea is behavior issues. Symptoms that mimic ADHD very closely. We know that 2 to 3% of the population has sleep apnea. What we also know is that 25% of people with ADHD also have sleep apnea, so it's clear there's a relationship there, and I believe that as we research this topic more, we'll find an even clearer relationship. The specialty of orthodontics is technically called orthodontics and dental facial orthopedics, which is basically a fancy way of saying that orthodontists are experts in jaw growth and development. We also have very sophisticated 3D imaging, which allows us to take a very low dose x-ray and actually visualize three-dimensionally the airway. So we can see constrictions in the nose, we can see adenoids that are too big, we can see tonsils that are too big, we can see palates that are too small. And so very easily, quickly, and non-evasively, we can say, hey, is this something that's an orthodontic problem? Do we need to address the nose, the tonsils, and adenoids, which is an ENT problem? What makes pediatric sleep apnea different than adult sleep apnea is that we have the ability to cure it by changing the way the patient grows and develops. But the key is diagnosis, especially diagnosis at an early age. Remember, oxygen is a key component to growth and development. When your child stops breathing when they're sleeping, they're getting insufficient oxygen. That can affect both the growth of their body, what we call somatic growth, and the growth of their mind, which we call cognitive growth. And so the sooner we can diagnose and correct these problems, the better.